So my name is Jasmine. I'm the admissions coordinator for the Department of Art and Art History at the University of Texas. I work with undergraduate students, high school seniors. Oh, sorry, that's my cat. She's a little much. She's like, why am I working on a Saturday? I work with undergraduate students, so high school seniors and transfer students. It would be awesome if y'all want to use the chat and let me know where you are at in school. So if you're an underclassman, senior, transfer student, as well as feel free to pop in there and put what your interests are. So if you're interested in art, art history, we also have art education. You can also say if you're interested in painting, drawing, etc. That'll give me a little bit of an idea of who you are and what your interests are. So I'm going to share my screen now. Let me get set up here. Okay, cool. So hopefully y'all can see that now. And I know we have a short amount of time, so I'm going to kind of just give you a preview of our majors and then hopefully allow for some time for questions. So if you have questions, please put them in the chat there. Okay, let me get set up. Okay, awesome. So we'll get started here. So at the Department of Art and Art History at the University of Texas at Austin, we have 3 different majors that are housed within there. To back up a little bit, the University of Texas is, this huge school system. So I'm from the one in Austin, and then within there we have the College of Fine Arts. Then within the College of Fine Arts, we have several different schools. So Department of Art and Art History is one of those schools within the College of Fine Arts. So then within there, we have 3 different majors: studio art, art history, and art education. We offer different types of degrees with those majors, but we can kind of explore that a little later. So studio art is a really popular major. This is the major that you're probably going to be most interested in if you're interested in pursuing a career as a fine artist or working with museums and galleries, working in a curator kind of position. This major is interdisciplinary. So at the College of Fine Arts within UT, we don't have majors that are assigned to mediums. So we don't have like a drawing major, a painting major. We have studio art. And then within studio art, we have areas of focus. And that's where you have painting, drawing, photography. All of them are listed on the screen there, actually. Transmedia is video, animation, digital media. So if you're not familiar with that term, that's where those kinds of things are housed. I know a lot of students are interested in animation and digital media these days. Being interdisciplinary, that means you're going to try a little bit of everything your freshman year during those foundational courses. And then going forward, you have the opportunity to choose courses that are unique to your interests. So then you can choose a drawing class and something like that. But lots of students work between mediums. This is really representational of what the contemporary art scene looks like right now. So if you've been to a museum lately, it's not just 2D work these days. It's video and performance and stuff like that. So just some examples of student work. This is a student graduating this upcoming spring. So she's more traditional, I would say. She's doing drawing and painting. And then we have Hyo Jung-jian, who graduated this last spring in 2020. And she was an artist working in fibers and installation. So you can kind of see the variety of work that comes out of this major. Moving forward, we also have art history. So art history is, as you can kind of assume, the study of art. We come at it from different approaches. So it's not just the study of like ancient art, but also contemporary art, modernism, that kind of stuff. We have lots of centers for study attached to this major. So that can kind of give you a little bit of insight into the areas of focus that this major might have. So Center for Latin American Visual Studies, the Center for the Study of Ancient Italy, Center for the Study of Modernism. The Mesoamerica Center is really cool. That one's in South America, actually. And so naturally, we also have a lot of really awesome study abroad opportunities attached to this major. The Urban Art and Design Study Abroad in Mexico City that works with the Mesoamerica Center. Also within this major, sorry, I just kind of like blanked a little bit. But all studio art and art education are also going to take art history classes. So if you have art history interest, you also get a little bit of that in the other majors. And any students can study abroad. Then we have art education. This major is attached to the U Teach art program that we have at UT. So students within this major, you're going to take classes in studio art and also things like student teaching and stuff like that. So you'll still be doing hands-on artwork, but you're also going to be learning how to be an educator. So when you exit this major, you also leave with your teacher's certification for Texas. So you leave prepared to teach in Texas. And this major actually has 100% career placement rate, so that's really awesome. Students are immediately finding work. And this major, you get to be a fine artist as well. Daniela Paz is an awesome student. She's really involved in the community. She does markets and things like that, but she's already doing community-based work, which is kind of what is about, that kind of relates to art education and stuff like that. So these students are not only studying to be teachers, but also community leaders and working in museum education and stuff like that. And then to give you a little bit of an idea of what you might do your freshman year, because you're looking at art schools and you're looking at universities today. So art schools traditionally have a foundational year where you're taking a sampling of different courses. So we have that, it's called the first year core program. So that first year, freshman year, you're going to be taking 3D making classes, so that's sculpture, woodshop, that kind of stuff, 2D drawing and painting concepts, so just 2D forms of working. You'll take observational drawing, and you'll also get into digital media and things like that. You'll also begin taking art history classes too. That freshman year and throughout your time at UT, you'll also be taking the UT core classes. So you'll be taking foundational classes in a variety of academics. So that's kind of how it's different from going to a traditional or just a sole art school, is you're part of UT. So you're also getting this really, really well-rounded educational background. And you're part of a Tier 1 research institute. So you have ample ability to research your concepts as an artist and, put in that work as well. And then these are some examples of projects from the freshman year this past year. They did a Massed Expression Challenge project, and then they did this project called Window Serenade. So I kind of like to show those to give you an idea of what you might be doing within, this year in these conditions that we have right now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now because I know we only have about 5 minutes left. But real quick, I also want to mention that scholarship-wise, I know students that's like your next question is scholarships. UT has a lot of scholarship opportunities. We don't have art scholarships, so we don't have scholarships attached to the art department like other schools might. But UT has an abundance of grants and scholarships that you could qualify for. We have also the Texas Advanced Commitment, which is kind of new, and this is an opportunity for students. So if your family has an income of $65,000 or less, your tuition is covered at UT. UT has committed to providing enough grants and scholarships that between whatever financial aid you'll get from the FAFSA and whatever merit-based scholarships you get, they'll bridge the cost between. And then if your family makes $125,000 or less, then you'll have your tuition partially covered. So I think those are two really awesome opportunities to know about. And now I will let y'all ask your questions if you have any. You can put them in the chat.
Wow, that was impressive.
I know. I'm sorry. I know I talk really fast too.
Yeah, guys, if you have questions, you can either throw them in the chat, or if you want to unmute, we have plenty of time for this one. She was really quick.
Maybe I also have the time. I'm like, how much time do we have again?
No, that was perfect. So you still have 5 minutes. Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if you guys don't have any questions, I don't know if you want to touch on anything a little bit more or...
Yeah, a couple other things to know about, especially for underclassmen right now, is we have pre-college programs in the summer. So the one for the Department of Art and Art History is called Summer Start. And we have scholarships attached to that as well, and financial aid too. We have 1 week and 4 week intensives. So that's a good opportunity to maybe earn some college credit and get an idea of what it's like to attend this program. And then it looks like we have some questions. Performing arts and dance, we do have that. It's within a different department within the College of Fine Arts. I can drop a link in the chat where you can sign up for an information session where you can learn about all of the different types of departments that we have in majors. But yeah, we do have performing arts and dance. They're different. So Bailey asked, there are different departments and art colleges within UT. What is the difference between them? So the College of Fine Arts houses the School of Design and Creative Technologies, the Department of Art and Art History. Then we have a theater and dance major. And then we have this Butler School of Music. I think I'm covering all of them. But so we have music, theater arts and dance, art and art history, and then design. Beyond that, UT has a bunch of different options there too, but you can also find textiles and fashion, museum studies, radio, film, and television. So whatever you're interested in, you can probably find a little bit of it. Tuition costs. So tuition costs can vary Off the top of my head, the number's hard to come up with, but let me get you a link for that. That's the great thing about these virtual sessions, you know. Okay. So I dropped a link to the General UT tuition webpage that has a tuition calculator on there, and that can help you kind of determine your costs. You'll be looking at a couple different varieties. So you have tuition, you have dorms and housing, out of state, in state, etc. I would say if tuition prices like scare you away, apply anyways and see what you might get offered. We also have fee waivers for the application. So it costs $75 to apply to UT, but if that is a barrier between you applying to UT, I would like you to reach out to me and then I can kind of try and help you navigate that, because I'd rather you apply than have that keep you from applying. And then once you apply, you'll fill out the FAFSA and explore the grants and options and then try to get that tuition covered too. Internship opportunities, awesome question. There are a lot of internships offered within Austin and within UT. So we have a couple of different galleries and museums attached to the university. So we have the Blanton Museum of Art, we have the Visual Arts Center, we have the Kendra Scott Institute, all these different kinds of opportunities to intern on campus in different roles. So curatorial, entrepreneurial, that kind of stuff. We have a career resources department attached to the College of Fine Arts, and they'll help you explore internships and stuff. And then Austin itself is just a hub for the arts. So there's all sorts of opportunities there. What was the program that helps with the tuition cost you mentioned earlier? It's called the Texas Advanced Commitment. I'm going to type it out. Okay, Texas Advanced Commitment, and that's new as of just maybe 1 or 2 years. So that's something I don't believe you necessarily have to apply for. I would need to do a little bit of research, but I think it's something when you apply to UT, there's like different routes to apply for scholarships. The 40 acres. Here, let me, sorry, there's so many like links I could provide. Anyways, there's one scholarship application and it applies to you to everything at UT. So I think that's how you qualify for it there. I know we only have like 1 minute left, but I will put in my email here.
Perfect timing. And just real quick, if you can answer it before we end the session, is work study available?
Yeah, I believe work study is available. That's something you qualify for through the FAFSA. So you'll fill out that FAFSA and then that will determine if you qualify for work study. And I put my email in there. So if y'all have any more questions, feel free to reach out and I can follow up with you.
God, that was perfect. Thank you so much. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we'll continue on to the next session. And thank you so much for giving us all that great information. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.